All right, hello and welcome to the Man of Stone video release party. Stone, whenever you are ready, good sir, take it away. Tell us what the next 9 minutes of our lives are about to look like.
Righto, gang. This is my first double shot video. You might say it's a story of two globies and some things they've been spreading around the net and taunting us with a little bit. I would leave it at that. I'll even share audio up on it. I'll be muting myself while we're watching this, of course. So we're just gonna hit through it the first straight time at 1.0, and then then we'll come back, do questions, review it, probably watch it a second or maybe even a third time if you guys have the patience. All right, and there it is, guys. Without any further ado, enjoy. Let me know if you're not hearing it.
Sister Christian, oh, the time has come, and you know that you're the only one to say, okay, where you going, what you looking for. You know those boys don't wanna play no more with you. It's true. Motoring, watch your price for flight, and finding Mr. Right. You'll be alright tonight. Sister Christian, know the time has come, and you know that you're the only one to say, okay, but you're motoring, yeah, motoring.
All righty. That is pass number 1. How did that grab you? Anybody still
I
conscious?
like it.
Thanks, Phil.
Yeah, I was digging on the Night Ranger. All notes is cool. Presentation was awesome.
Many thanks.
Okay.
Yes,
Are we gonna
of
do-
course. The tunes both tie to the content, as you
Yes.
know.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Excellent, Prezi. Thank you, Stone G.
Chrissy is Sister Christian, right?
You got it. Hey, thanks, Liliana. Always good to hear.
Yeah, I made an argument on that one time, but I used the land at the base of the mountains to the left of the tower where you can see across the water. And you can literally just about see the shore.
Oh yeah, you can see the base of those mountains. You certainly can.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not just about that 485 meters of drop. It's where there is none, and you're still looking right at it, straight across the way. Indeed.
Yeah, but what you did really puts it into perspective. Mine just says, hey, that mountain can't be dropped due to curvature because there's a shoreline at the base of the mountain. Yours explains exactly why it looks the way it does. That's sweet. I'm gonna hammer them guys with that stuff.
And keep in
That is
mind,
the plan.
wasn't that the image of the dude who supposedly became a globe lad over that image? It's like,
I don't know. Did he?
Ranty?
yeah. It was,
Ranty, wasn't it?
I saw the Blackpool Tower analysis. Like that's what ties that to significance or whatever. That's a great falsification because that's literally like they're like a go-to for the globe lads. They would be like, this guy realized he measured the globe with his camera or whatever, and it's like, yeah, or is that just perspective and you're lower in elevation?
And a fair bit closer too. I mean, it was over 3 kilometers closer, and I just stuck it to 3. I like to, every time I make a compensation like that or a fudge factor, I like to lean towards the globy side so they have even less to whine about by the
Dude,
end of the calculation.
Yeah, you
Good
always
idea.
gotta lean hella globe. And you know what's funny?
Yeah,
Is you can never lean globe enough to satisfy them, it turns out.
that is also true. I would concur. They just cannot let it go, no matter what it is, man.
No. At a certain point, you just have to be like, I've done all I can to represent the globe. I can go no further. If you're not happy, you need to like tell me exactly what needs to be fixed. Because I'm out of options.
Am I hearing a
Yeah, I
little
don't-
YouTube leaking through a microphone, or I hear a YouTube leak?
I don't
Not
know,
I, says the host.
AKA hot micing. That's just me. Okay.
Yeah, could be. I don't know. All I got is a big fan over my head making a bunch of noise and some wind coming by the window. Finally, we are in the middle of this major heat wave. It's getting up to 38. That's like closer to 100 for you Americans.
Well, I don't know about you
Yeah.
guys, but I'm trying to get motoring.
All right. So you guys want to see it frame to frame? Should I interrupt just now and again? when we get to full
Do
frame?
the full stone breakdown, because that's my second most favorite part, and then at the end we'll motor out.
Yeah, I like to walk
Okay,
through.
so sure. Let's put him up there. There he is.
Wasn't the
Select
original
him, but not share the audio. What was that, Ken?
wasn't the original claim of his elevation like 17 feet above sea level? Something
The
like
observer
that.
point for the
Yeah.
second one?
Yeah, it was like that near that parking lot or something like that.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing I went to Google Earth for actually, and shot several spots in that parking lot. It goes from 5 to 8, so I went with 7 as a camera height, assuming that they would plant it at the far end of where people park there. which is closest to the beach, which is the lowest elevational point, but then you're adding camera height back in. I fudged it for 7. And then, again, going down that hill where I, again, used Google Earth to put those elevation lines in, just like I did the first half of this video. It's something where I'm zooming right in to get them, exactly where those lines are according to Google, according to mean sea level measurements. And yeah, again, 7 meters is pretty much exactly right where that was in that particular position. So it very likely could have been even lower than that because it would have been slightly closer to the target. One of those things. So you guys can see my video now,
Sir.
but not hear the audio of it. Yes? Oh, very good.
Correct.
Okay, well, then let's just get to this. This is it right here, starting at about a minute. And what I think is actually a little bit of foul play, that although he did mention it in his specs, and it's the last frame that I show when I talk about him getting all scientific about it, he mentioned that he was showing this at 0.9x, so to speak. Like, Alan never watches anything at under 1.5. And this is one where it's actually going by at 0.9, but he doesn't mention it till near the end of his whatever 2-minute video. And here it goes, boys. You could see that it not only is everything moving swiftly to the left from east to west, but there's a lot of up and down. There's a lot of push and not so push, push and not so push. And that's the longitudinal echo of everything that's cramming up this hill coming in the channel. So yeah, here's the list of stuff. Right about there. Distance and height, yada, low tide. See, that was it right at the end. There it is. Now, I'm flashing them by. This was a bit of my own editing, where you see them really quick. He actually showed them for quite some time. So you would notice it if you were paying attention and watching to all of them to the end. But there's exactly what we were looking at. You see, we were at the circumference of that circle in the upper left, looking at the pin. So current was coming in from the southwest, which was to our right, and then heading up northeast, which was to our left. And here is zoomed in. And again, yeah, somewhere on the beach is where he was taking this from. And it's essentially the same view for the whole thing relative to what we see. Again, I'll let you guys watch this part. Again, 0.9. So this shit, it's quite a clip going on there, even though he zoomed in. Here we go. And we'll even put the cross section in too. And that's the money shot right there. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good stuff. So you can see on the left side, as you come into the water for the first dip, it's deeper than 800 feet. And then it swings right on back up. And this is the wave swell that's blocking us as the water pushes it from bottom to top on this screen, on our right to our left. And who knows how high that land is. I'm guessing that land kind of changes a little bit based on sand depositional process. It could be very well that this current sweeps things in and drops them on this point and occasionally makes that even higher. Or maybe there's some kind of annual oscillation. I have no idea. But they didn't cover it. It's just 0 all the way across there, according to Google Earth. But obviously it's more than that because of what we're seeing in terms of the swell and the pulsation of it. That it's just, you can see all that happening on a smaller scale, I'm sure. Just water flowing down the hill on the side of a road where there happens to be a piece of sand deposition in the gutter, and what happens to the water as it flows past it and over it. It's exactly the same thing on a much bigger scale. So anyways, that's what's going on with Christian.
That's a really good analogy with the gutter and the water, like how it would split it out and create like a what's the word I'm looking for, like a wake.
Exactly, like just a big pushing ripple over the top of it. All right, here we are with PD. And here's the picture for those of you who haven't seen it. And that's Kevin Jackson is the guy who took this picture. That's his at in the lower right. I'm guessing Instagram. So you're going to see in a few more frames the bars that I put over this left to right, just to see how everything lines up. And I think that's the most important part beyond observer placement, like where this was really taken from. You could see that this wasn't taken at a car park, from a car park. I mean, I know he zoomed in and you wouldn't see any of that, but not any vegetation in the foreground. It's just that these marsh weeds are right in your face for all of the foreground and almost nearly in focus, is the point. That the topography is nothing like what it would be if you were in the car park, 14 meters above. Actually, let's go back to that 340, roughly here. Like I was saying later on in that point, that in the foreground, everything's dark and dingy and no detail. But in the background, those things are just lit up and crisp. Holy moly. Yet they're so much farther away. You can see them in such vivid detail. That was the first thing on first reflection when I was looking at this, that I'm thinking, okay, that's probably fake. As well, if you zoom into the image, and I might be able to take you to it afterward, right about here, it appears that you can actually see under this, just for a few feet coming into it, that you could see the background color right about here, which, you know, if you're doing the Photoshop thing, you would just take this cutout from another shot and plunk it right on this from some other place, and ta-da, here you go. Now the tower's this high, and explain that. But no, I don't think we need to go that far. This could be some other water reflection or piece of excessive fata morganaing or something. I'm all right with that, because the rest of the analysis is far more damning and a little more concrete. So this is the one from his video. Again, this would be the car park shot, and this is where we actually compute that the picture was taken from, a little bit closer. But it's the ratio here, that this is 19 kilometers and this from blue to red is 81. So we're literally talking 4 times the distance. It's a little bit deceiving the way this kind of looks on the page, because the tower takes up a much closer proximity than it actually is way down here. Just a side note. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to scale with the vertical scale here. I'm taking that tower's claimed height off of his frame, and I'll be zooming it in right here after we draw this line of sight. And there you go. So you can see that this would be the elevation of the deck that he quoted 2/3 of the way up or 3/4 of the way up. This would be the line of sight if you were 7 meters above the water, and looking at that with no refraction, no atmospheric anything going on, just absolutely see it in a vacuum. Those would be the lines of sight you're looking at, proportional to where the tower is, that far away, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, a good starting point for the analysis. That's really all we're trying to do there. So he's saying that instead of that peak appearing here, it appears there, and that means that it's a globe. This is his assertion. Hey, everybody, you can enjoy my, I don't know, my platitudes, my whining. But let's go to the numbers first and last. So this is where we start, where I'm a little bit zoomed in on this frame now, just so that we can take a look. And these I did get from Peak Finder. I used to actually have the whole stencil over top of this, but it didn't quite work out. There was a slight incongruity with observer distance. And anyways, what's important is that these two are the peaks. That's their elevation, or altitude rather. That's their distance away in terms of a pixel count in the image itself when I'm in Inkscape playing around with this. The center of the tower being 30 pixels in from the outside of this peak, and likewise with just the peak of the roller coaster coming in from Scaffold Pike. So we take this ratio in terms of the triangle that we're going to draw from the observer out to down, over to Scaffold, back to the observer, and how that looks from overhead to see if these are really where they should be as they are placed in the picture, according to where he claims the observer is. The answer is no. Okay, so this is the first one. And this is the one where I'm not really worried about it because it's pretty close. Maybe it's only 25 pixels over. Who could say the thickness of this line could be the ambiguity and that kind of level of precision rather. I'm not gonna argue with that one. But this one here, nothing of the sort. This is a 50% error kind of thing. And it doesn't quite look like it the way the tack comes a little bit to the left, but if you draw the line straight through it, that is actually where the peak of the roller coaster is if you zoom on in. So take my word for it, buddy. It's give or take a foot or two, and either way, it's out by 50% of the expected placement. That tack should be all the way over here, according to the image and the assertion about observer point. So we're going to show you what those look like, both in the top view here, where we're moving the observer from the car park into the marsh, a full 3 kilometers. This is 3.0 kilometers. It's very possible he was even a little closer when he took the shot, due to how far out this tide would go in 12 hours. And this is testament to it, that we're actually looking at sticks and rocks and stones and sand outcroppings and stuff as this water is either almost completely gone or just coming back in. You can't tell, of course. But, you know, this does not look like this. There's a big difference in what's going on with the tide here that Google Earth doesn't tell us about, that this picture does. Okay. This one right from the UK Hydrographic Office, and we zoom on in to see that the difference in the tidal height here is amazingly high. Amazing. Considering that in some places on Earth it's 0, inexplicably. Okay, so this is explaining the topography of what I charted out, that it comes down slightly and then comes much farther back up to the foreground, and then, of course, hundreds of meters into the background. That's the placement, and that's what I got, again, from Google Earth. And right about here, we're looking at about 7 meters below. And we factor that against the 7 meters above where we started in the car park, and that's a 14-meter difference, which is 46 feet. So now we're going to factor that in. Over here, this is 3 kilometers out of the first click to 7.5. And there it is. This is what our new perspective would be, and how much of this would actually overlap, how much higher this Dow crag would appear, that we would have brought it all the way down to here now, and it would indeed be intersecting the top of the tower. If we were in a vacuum, there were no other atmospheric effects taking place here at all, purely geometric analysis, that's the starting point, and try to compute what you think you would actually see if you were indeed standing at this point way down here, 7 meters below mean sea level, checking out Dow crag. Hey, if they can use refraction, so can I. And this is the drop computation. And that's it right there. Starting on the right, this 485 meters of drop. This is the 8 inches per square mile, gentlemen and ladies. That purely talking about if you were standing at this point over here, 3 kilometers closer at only this, what you can't see that's real small here is it says 81.8 kilometers is the distance between far left and far right on this chart, which of course is between the 2 pins. So we're taking 3 away from that. We're coming to 78.1 away. And we drop 485 meters over that distance in terms of Earth curvature. This is where the geometric peak would then be. Again, looking through vacuum, no other atmospheric effects. This is the line through that light would travel on its way to us, to our eye, and it would be roughly 1/3 of the height of the tower. And we just witnessed here how we're talking about how it's not just being a closer observer point, but that there very easily could have been a temperature inversion here that would have brought the apparent peak down even farther than this geometric one we get when we're 3 kilometers closer. So trying to get to this point here with a little bit of temperature inversion doesn't strike me as unreasonable at all. In fact, that's probably exactly what we were looking at. Now, the bottom line is, well, if we had been looking at something where the globe was involved, that peak, geometrically speaking, would only appear right here. And it then would, in the temperature inversion, be brought farther down than that. And again, I'm leaning towards the globies. I'm not even putting that into the analysis. We're already far past this 2/3 of the way up where it was before. I think that's about as complete as the analysis is. And then there's, of course, a bunch of, hey, you can too at the end, because I like to encourage everybody to learn it to this level of depth and, get out your magnifying glass, get out your ruler, get out Google Earth, get it, start to chart it out yourself. Zoom in on this, measure that, plot this, overlay that, scale this, and arrive at that conclusion. How am I doing?
Fantastic breakdown.
Excellent.
Any questions about what you saw?
It looks like you used the globe tool to verify these distances, Stone. Distances only exist
did.
on a globe, therefore globe.
That's right. We proved it. We didn't even talk about Haversine over 80 kilometers. There's an extra 4 inches in there. My bad. In terms of target distance.
We want our central angle down to the slice.
How dare you use globe technology?
Oh, I love using it against them every single time. Use all their favorite tools. Absolutely. Or as many as, you need in order to establish the conclusion you're looking for. Or to point out what you see in the data. The same data that they start to throw at us, the ones that they put up and provide as Globey example. That's the goal, isn't it? Just to totally undress them with their own material and their own tools. Is that not optimal? Are you not entertained? I mean, can you hear that coming?
Yeah. Good stuff.
I'm only sorry that it's all of 9 minutes long. I tried to keep the text going as ultimately quickly as I could. Again, everybody who's not keeping up, that the pause key is your friend. Yeah, that's what video is for.
Speaking of the pause key, are you ready to motor it?
You want to watch it again? Shall I fire it up?
Yeah, we'll play it out.
All right. Let's do that. Okay. And
lads,
enjoy, guys. Thanks everybody for
tuning
coming.
in. Thank you all for tuning in to Man of Stone's world premiere. Moto
Well, there it
Red.
is
Oh,
for
sorry.
the
I was
final time tonight. Yeah,
fantastic.
thanks everybody for coming by and sticking it out and hanging in and checking it out. It's a good thing to see, guys. Right on.
All right. All right. After this, we're going to take about a 10-minute break and then we're going to get into trivia. Does that sound like a good timeline projection, Stone?
I think it sounds like an excellent timeline. And that would be a
Fantastic.
little early. I mean, you put it out that it wasn't going to be starting till 11 Eastern, which is, I
was
agree, a
ballparking
little on the
it.
late side, hey? So I
Yeah,
don't
I
know,
was
maybe
ballparking.
put out text messages. Should we go flood Miswith's channel and stuff? Let them know it's going to happen early or something. I'll
Absolutely.
cover ACT. And I'll
Absolutely.
meet you back here. Yeah, 5 minutes. That'd be awesome.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right.
All right, I'm
do
back.
it. Welcome back. We're about to wrap up here and then we're going to do trivia in 10